Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, I will say we have a hard end time at about 9 o'clock today, just because I set something up at the internet at my mother-in-law's, and I guess it kind of messed up the internet. So I have to go back there after this. So, with that being said, let's get started. And the first bit of news is a big one. Of course, we are all talking still about the Galaxy Fold 3 and what is it going to have, what kind of cameras, everything it's going to have overall. But I will say the big thing that everyone's talking about, of course, is the under display. It's going to be the first Galaxy with a under display camera, so this is how it's going to look like on the inside, but that'll be in the press releases. What is it actually going to look like? Well, it looks like Ice Universe has shown us that it will have a bit of a mosaic kind of look to it overall. So then when you zoom in, you'll actually see something more along the lines of this. Now that still will blend in better than a standard hole punch, of course, but it's definitely something you're going to want to keep track of. Now, as you guys know, I am not too excited about the Galaxy Fold 3 after we found out that they're just going to have 12 megapixel cameras. So they'll be the same cameras you find on the Galaxy F21 FE or even last year's Galaxy S20 FE. So again, not much improved in the camera department, which kind of sucks, being that the cost of this phone is going to be around $2,000. Again, that's why I'm more looking forward to the Galaxy Flip 3 personally, because I think for the money, it will be the better bang for the buck. But the Galaxy Fold 3, of course, is still going to be coming out before the end of this year. Around August is when we expect it now because of some delays. So that is when it's coming out. That is what we're getting. 12 megapixel cameras right here and underneath camera display on the main camera, and then still it'll be the 10 megapixel camera on the front facing camera with a hole punch. So you have all of that. All right, now we also have, of course, some more news about the other Galaxies that are being announced in August, and the big one has to be the Galaxy S21 FE, and that one's huge because now we're getting rumors this is going to have S Pen support. That's right. Apparently, some people at Samsung think that it even basically could be, oh, well, this is going to have a lot of things that the Note has because it has an S Pen. Now, you guys know me. I have rocked the S21 Ultra with S Pen since it came out. And I will tell you, it's not the same not having the S Pen inside. Especially, I liked a lot of the new features that the S Pen brought. We are supposed to get some of these features with the S Pen Pro, but that's just one thing that I'm really, looking forward to seeing, because one of the things that I do miss was actually, especially me as a person that records video a lot, being able to start and stop my video with an S Pen is a really nice feature. You can always buy third-party accessories, but the best accessories are the ones you have on you, so that's always a good one to have. But the S21 FE getting S Pen support is something pretty interesting, as none of the other S21s have S Pen support except for the Ultra. So again, the FE would actually be a bit of a better phone than the S21 and the S21 Plus, which is just really interesting, of course. But that's not all. We actually are hearing rumors now that it could actually be a lot cheaper. So the S21 FE, when it came to the US, was $699. Right now, it is looking like it will be, at least in Korea, $100 to $200 cheaper in Korea. Meaning that basically we could be getting a new phone anywhere from $500 to $600, and this is the price point that I said would be perfect for it, because you've seen a lot of great sales on the Galaxy S21 over the last few months. It starts off at $799, so it's not too rare to see the standard S21 at $699. So for the FE to come in at $599, or wow of a fact, even $499, That's insane, especially when you remember that last year for Black Friday, for all these crazy deals, the FE was the one that got the biggest discounts. I mean, you could have bought it outright for 500 and that was an insane deal before. If it starts at 500, do you realize how good of a phone you're going to be able to get during the holiday season if you want a Galaxy FE? I think that's really something that will make Samsung stand out incredibly, especially if they have the top of the line processor. You have to understand that the competitors to this model are going to have, you know, a Snapdragon 765, 730, 725. Like they're just going to have lower tier processors. And while that might not mean much, for the fact that you're going to get a $500 phone with the best processor out, it's kind of insane. And look, maybe they'll cut the processor down. That's fine too. But the fact is, you're getting the same cameras, you're getting a bigger battery than the regular S21. I think the FE is shaping up to be one of the best phones of the year. The S20 FE, remember, was my top rated S series phone last year. I thought it was better than every S series phone last year. This year, the Ultra definitely made up for last year's travesty of the S20 Ultra. So I think it's safe to say that'll be in the running. But top 10 phones of the year, the FE is definitely looking to get in there. So really cool, really awesome the fact that we might see a phone of this quality at $500 to $600. I think that's very exciting. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Then we also are getting some updates with the new Wear OS stuff. So this is the big thing, is that Wear OS, of course, is getting a huge change over the next few months. And basically it's all because of a partnership with Samsung and Google. But everyone has been asking, well, is this new Wear OS going to be updated to existing? My guess is no. I do not think they're by anywhere going to be close to what we have now. So that's the thing we're seeing from a lot of the people. So Fossil's already confirmed that no, the current Fossil watches are not going to get updated to this new version of Wear OS, but they plan on releasing new watches in the fall that will have this version of Wear OS on there. So I think that you're going to see that across the board. I think you're going to see different hardware, different software from the ground up, so you can't just update the software. I think it's really going to be entirely different. This is going to be the biggest thing to happen to smartwatches for a while now. So I'm really excited about this. I think this partnership between Google and Samsung is long overdue. If Samsung has their style of navigation, which I always thought was better than Wear OS, and Google brings all of the apps that is in the Android ecosystem and the Google Assistant and Google Maps, I mean, you have an insanely good mesh of hardware versus software perfection that you get on Android phones finally coming to smartwatches. So yeah, very excited for that. But unfortunately, I think if you have a Wear OS watch, you aren't going to get any updates from any manufacturer. And just know that if you are looking at getting a Wear OS watch, you're better off waiting unless you have a heck of a deal discounted. Like, it better be at least 100 to 150 off for you to buy one right now, in my opinion. All right, and then the last bit of news we have for today is, of course, a new patent. And Samsung has patented a new trifold smartwatch. And this one is really cool just because of the fact that it is a trifold. It's a really interesting concept. We've seen a lot of them come out from Samsung. This one is kind of interesting because it seems to have a Huawei kind of back, meaning that it actually folds in on itself so that your rear cameras can be your front cameras when you're doing a video chat app or anything like that, or taking selfies. But then they're also your rear cameras at the same time when you don't need them. So really cool concept. I want to see something like this soon because I'm a big fan of rear cameras being the only cameras. I do not think front cameras should exist much longer. Let's put them on the rear and let's find a way to get video chatting apps to use the rear cameras for every smartphone. That's my thing. I'm a big fan of the wasn't Nebula, it was I forgot now. The ZTE Z20, I think it was, and that one had a basically back screen on the back, and still one of my favorite implementations of having a rear screen and a front screen, so that you can actually never need a front camera and you get a full display. All right, and I think we did actually have one more bit of news, but I seem to have lost it. Okay, I'm not sure where it went, but I will just talk about it briefly. It was about the new Samsung Girl. So if you haven't seen it, I think I just would be remiss to talk about it, so I'll just go full screen. There is a new Samsung mascot, okay? And I'll bring her up just so while I talk about her. But basically, she is called Sam. And Sam is going rampant online, but kind of for all the wrong reasons. So the whole idea was that she's supposed to be a new vision of Samsung's personal assistant, basically getting rid of Bixby and going a different route and giving a kind of a look to it and personality and all this kind of stuff. She's very anime inspired, and the problem that we're finding is if you search for her, people are fanboying off of her to the extreme. I mean, there is inappropriate art, like all this kind of stuff on this girl. And again, she's just a personality that Samsung came up with that I thought was fun kind of style, that basically they are kind of like, hey, let's give an assistant with attitude, one that just stands out. You know, we have the technology, we're working with all these animation companies. You know, we supply them with so much, and they created their own with that. So it's very interesting to see how this will turn out. I wonder if we're going to see Sam make her appearance at Samsung Impact in August. I'm very curious. But yeah, definitely very curious to see. She is definitely a waifu, if you know that term, for a lot of people right now. So yeah, definitely a lot of stuff. I think this is a great way to go from Bixby. To be quite honest, it gives her more personality. It's just Sam. It's just, you know, it's a simple name, short for Samantha, and it's just a cooler style. I mean, Samantha is definitely better than Siri. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be cautious when Googling her. That's all I gotta say. All right, guys, now let's get to your questions. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Woo! Hey, Ray, how you doing, man? Love your content. Saw some of it over the last weekend with the fitness. Awesome. Any news on the Galaxy Fold 3? Yeah, I kind of updated you on some of that stuff. Apple YouTubers have spent the last 24 hours backstepping their iOS 15 predictions. Yeah. I mean, honestly, when doesn't that happen though, right? Look, I think they're expecting a lot. I would be shocked if Apple really gives everyone ports back. I don't see it happening. We'll see tomorrow, but my guess is everyone is not going to get those ports back. That they're like, Apple finally listened to us. They're giving us their ports back. Have you met Apple? I mean, I do not think that the new iMac Pros are really going to get that. Just letting you know. I will be shocked. I'm going to try to do a live show tomorrow. No promises. Also, I did want to point out one thing. Tech deals, our weekly tech deals will be on Tuesday instead of tomorrow. I just have too many things going on tomorrow. We have the Apple WWDC. We have I have an interview for a job. Wish me good luck on that. And then have a doctor's appointment for my son. So lots of stuff going on. Just won't be able to quite do it. So yeah, just very curious to see how that's going to go. But so I will be doing our weekly tech deals on Tuesday, and I think I got some comments on what you guys were looking for. I forgot. I saved them somewhere, but basically I have an idea of what you guys are looking for this time around, so I will, of course, try to find all of those deals. All right, what else? Their rumors are Rigsby is coming to the Note 22. Is it true? No, it is not true. It's blatant lies. I am so tired of these leakers trying to, get the scoop on Rigsby. Just not gonna happen. Just not gonna happen. What do you think of Spotify? I have never been interested in Spotify, Apple Music, or any other streaming platform, to be quite honest, because I've always had Google. With Google Music, when it was out, I loved it because I got to upload all of my 10,000 plus songs up into the cloud for free, didn't take any storage, and it got to mix in with all of the streaming that I got as well. Now, I signed up for Google Music when it first came out, so for $7 a month, I get now YouTube Music, which replaced Google Music, and I also get YouTube Premium, which YouTube Premium basically allows me to watch YouTube videos offline at 1080p, something you can't do right now by default without YouTube Premium because it defaults you to 480p or 3060p. I don't have that issue because I have YouTube Premium. The other thing that's really nice is that with YouTube Premium, I also get to skip all ads. So because of that, I have never seen how Spotify can compete. To me, quite personally, I mean, I know they have lots of cool features, lots of exclusives and everything like that, but I have never needed the exclusives. So for me, every song, like I'm a big DMX fan, so when Exodus came out, I only two songs I liked on it. I'm not going to be lying on it. But when Exodus came out, I was like, oh man, I hope everything gets it. And sure enough, I got it at the same time that Spotify and Apple Music got it at. No issues there. So yeah, I'm not a Spotify person for that reason, just because I have YouTube Music and YouTube Premium for a cheaper price than Spotify. It's just a better deal to me. Hi Ricky, I have a question. If you buy an unlocked phone and go through the carrier, for example T-Mobile, then decide to switch carriers, is it easy switching the SIM? Yes, depending on the carrier. Verizon, for instance, I don't believe you can just put a Verizon SIM card. I believe you have to contact them to activate it specifically for that phone. Verizon is the only one I believe that's like that. I believe AT&T, you can still put a SIM card in there, but T-Mobile is definitely the easiest. Any unlocked phone you have, and I say this from experience, T-Mobile does not carry the Red Magic 6. So I literally just put my SIM card in it and it works. No problem, no issues. The APNs kick in, everything syncs up. I am good to go with 5G on an unlocked phone that T-Mobile does not, carry at all. So T-Mobile is the easiest, I would say. Verizon, like I said, I believe you have to go to their store. I'm not positive on that because I haven't had Verizon for about 5 years now. But AT&T was popping in a SIM as well, but I don't know if they've changed. So that's just my 2 cents about it. T-Mobile is by far the easiest. Sprint was too, actually, but obviously they're no longer with us. Is the Google Watch, is the Watch 3, I'm guessing the Galaxy Watch, is Galaxy Watch 3 going to get Google Wear on? If not, will Samsung do, what will Samsung do? What current Watch 3 owners? Well, they've already said they will support the watch for, I believe, at least 2 years. So you'll still get security updates, patches, and updates. But of course, I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to be taken care of as much as if you would buy the new Watch 4. It's actually one of the main reasons why I will probably upgrade, just because obviously, one, I'm going to review the Watch 4 anyway. Two, this is kind of an interesting time seeing what they're going to do with it. Now, I will have to like the overall presentation, which we haven't gotten really on that still yet. So I'll wait and see. But the Watch 3, I will probably be trading in. Now, the good news is that the Galaxy Watch 3, Samsung will probably give you about $200 for it. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about if you just upgrade to the new watch, you're probably going to get a really good trade-in, especially if you pre-order it. I will go over that, of course, in August when it comes out, so stay tuned when that happens. It's a Samsung, girl. What? Yeah. When you upload Google Photos, a bunch of videos around 10 gigs total size, will soon be reflected as a deduction on the 15 gig storage. Yes, anything you now upload to Google Photos, even if it's high quality will reduce the file size, but it's just going to reduce it. You still are going to have to do that. Although I believe it's 25 gigs free, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say it's 25 gigs free. It's been a while. I have upgraded to the $2 a month for 100 gigs for a while now. So I do have that. But it's my own fault, I will say. I don't delete emails as much. I archive them. So I really am going to go through my emails this summer and delete tens of thousands of them so that I will get a lot of storage back on that front too. But yeah, that's just one thing to definitely note, that if you do high quality, it will reduce the size. But yes, no matter what, anything you upload after June 1st of this year is now going to count. If you uploaded the 10 gigs before June 1st, it does not count. It will not count towards your 15 gigs of free storage or 20 gigs, whatever it is. Okay. She's not really people think. She's based off a real Samsung employee or hired actress. She's 100% CGI. Got it. You will be able to pick which voice assistant you want it to be, Sam or Google. You will set up the new device with Android 12, the new version of the UI, which will have Sam in it. Cool. So, hearing it from Mullet Baby, and he always gives us the scoops on it. I'll read the last scoop he has on it too. But it looks like Sam is going to be coming with the new Samsung One UI. So we might be seeing this on all the phones that are announced in August. Get the new assistant Sam and see what happens there. I mean, you might be having lots of love connections. Who knows? And I expect a love connection tie-in with an app. Let's see. All right. It's weird people are falling in love with a CGI girl. I completely agree, while still remembering as a little kid I was head over heels for Jasmine. So I will always say that when you're young, you have an excuse. When you're older, I don't know. but yeah, I don't know. I definitely, when I was young, when I was a kid, I was crushing on Jasmine. I was a kid when Aladdin came out in theaters. So yeah. All right. Let's see. What's happening with the Note 21? There will be no Note this year. There will be a new Note next year. Basically, this was announced by Samsung's president of North America. I want to say, oh man, I want to say a few months ago now at this point. But basically, what he announced was that there will be no Note 21 this year. There will be a Note 20, or there will be a new Note smartphone next year, but we do not know, we do not know in what capacity it's going to be. It's going to be a new Note next year, though, so we don't know what that's going to entail. We do also know that the reason why they said that it wasn't going to be that there wasn't going to be a Note was because of the chip shortage. Now, a lot of people have downplayed this as being the actual reason, but that's what their excuse was. All right. Any news on the Galaxy Watch 4? No, all that we know is that it's going to have the new Google Wear OS version with Samsung collaboration. And there's going to be a Galaxy Watch 4 and a Galaxy Watch 4 Active. We've talked about a few things like battery life. The bigger one's getting bigger, the smaller one's getting smaller in terms of battery life. And that's all I can remember off the top of my head. We've covered the Galaxy. If you look at our past Mobile Weeklies, we have had coverage on the Galaxy Watch for sure. All right. Still looking for a tower PC with i5, Ryzen 5, and good graphics for less than $800. Warren, I had two, if I'm not mistaken, for last week's tech deals. I don't know if you did see it, but I swear I had at least two that fall under that. Now, again, it's something that's going to be very difficult right now, just because of the fact that it's so hard right now to get a desktop with that kind of stuff. But you said under 800. Maybe I didn't get one that cheap. I think the cheapest desktop that I could find was 950, and that was the cheapest one out the door, basically. So I think that was the cheapest model that I was able to find. 950 and then 970 for a better model. But those were the two that I believe were the cheapest I could find. Again, it's not worth it right now. Overall, for a desktop with a graphics card, in my opinion, you're better off just getting a regular desktop and then upgrading the graphics card later. That's my opinion right now. It's just not worth it. The graphics cards are too high priced. You're not getting a good deal. Can you include the aluminum SATA enclosure for a regular laptop, 2.5-inch hard disk in your tech deals? Oh, a regular SATA. Okay, regular SATA hard drive though, not a um, not an SSD. You want a hard drive? I mean, those are so cheap now to begin with. I don't even know how many they make really 2.5 hard drives anymore because SSDs are so inexpensive in comparison. I mean, overall. But yeah, I can check it out. Will you be making bets on how many Walmart's Samsung Xcover Pros will be broken, lost, or stolen the first 6 months? They have 740,000 units. They are global retail beta testing. Half? I could see at least 200,000 being gone. Um, yeah, like for sure, I could see over 200,000 being gone by the end of summer for Walmart. That's my guess. Will the next note come out alongside the S22 or soon thereafter? We do not know that, unfortunately, yet. It could come out with the S22 and they could drop the Ultra name and just call it the Note. That's what a lot of people have recommended Samsung to do, to be quite honest. Um, they could come out the regular time. I mean, I think if you do not see a lot of foldable sales this holiday season, Samsung's going to go right back to the Note during August. I completely think you're going to see that happen for sure. So yeah. Um, but how soon is it deducted from Google Photos free storage? Is it automatically deducted? It is automatically deducted. No, you will not have to wait a day for it to come out. Like, you'll see the storage go away as soon as you upload things. At least that's how I've seen it every time I've uploaded something. Not sure why there would be a delay for some reason, but every time I've uploaded something, it immediately shows my storage move for my taken storage and my free storage. What do you think of this PC? No clue about the site though. I'm not sure if you couldn't post it, Warren. Yeah, I'm not sure what the link was. Regarding SanDisk wireless backup charger combo for your tech deals, we have two phones which have a Samsung Google account. Are the photos synchronizing both phones with the SanDisk? So it does not matter on your Google account. Both phones can be set up to when you wirelessly charge them, they will back up the photos. Both phones can be set to do that. So yes, both phones can be set that when you connect it, it will wirelessly back up your photos folder. If you want any other folder to be backed up, like maybe downloads, maybe screenshots, you can select those folders manually and then it will be automatic moving forward. But that is how it works. So basically, once you set it up with the SanDisk app or the iExpand app, you set that up. Every time you wirelessly charge them, it will back up your photos while doing it. If your wife, significant other, kids, whatever, put their own phone on there, if they have set it up through the iExpand app on their phone, it will again do the same thing and it will back up all of their photos the same way. So yeah. So yes, two phones can use one storage. Yes. Also, hope the interview goes well, Ricky. Thank you. I appreciate that. Take advantage of all the pre-orders you can for the Galaxy Watch, Galaxy Watch 4, Tab S6, upcoming Galaxy Buds Fold when they happen. Inventory will be extremely tight even during the holidays. Thank you, Mola Baby, and I could definitely see that. I mean, this chip shortage is real, guys. Like, I cannot understate how much it is only going to get worse before the end of the year on chip shortages. Like, that's why cars are ridiculously priced right now. I don't know if you've seen this, but cars and used cars, everything is ridiculously priced right now because there's so little chips to go around. There are so few chips to go around in order to set all these things up. It's the main reason why the thing that I'm really excited about, all the helium crypto mining, it is so hard to get these right now because the one thing that's holding it back is these processors that it needs to operate these Raspberry Pis essentially inside this helium miner, and it's so hard to get. So yeah, very, very difficult to get those. So yes, I completely agree with Mullah Babe on that sense that definitely if you want any of these things, unless you don't need to get it right away, unless you are perfectly fine waiting 3 to 4 weeks, even longer, get them pre-ordered. Get them pre-ordered. You're going to have killer deals, and you're definitely going to want to get it right then and there so that you don't get delays, because there will be delays for this stuff for sure. So there will be a note next year 100%. Thanks, bro. Yes, there will be. All right, guys, is that all of the questions? We might even finish earlier than I thought, but let me know, again, what questions you guys have, and I'll answer them. The photos wouldn't be put on the other phone with SanDisk. No. There's no crossing of the streams. No, there's no crossing of the phone. So all of the you will be. So here's the thing: if you're trying to, I don't know, keep secrets or something like that, both phones will be able to see all the photos on that storage. Think of it like a hard drive, basically, right? Anyone that has access to this hard drive can see what's on the hard drive. So although you'll be able to see everything on there, you will not basically put them on your own phone. So just that's how it goes. Biggs, thank you so much for your super chat donation. That means so much right now. Especially, I mean, as I said earlier, I'm still interviewing for jobs, still trying to get a full-time job right now. I can't tell you how much that means to me, Biggs. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. So yeah. But Anthony, sorry, I just thank you again so much, Biggs. So it's not like Google Photos where the photos sync up and the phones having the same account. No, in a sense, it's you really think about it more like an external hard drive. Both of you are backing up your own photos to this external hard drive, and thereas you have that. Again, one of the real reasons, like, people badmouthed it when I said Google Photos is worth keeping regardless, because Google Photos has such a good organization of your photos. That's why do I like that I'm going to have to pay for it more down the line? No. I mean, I only have I think 24 gigs right now out of 100, so I'm nowhere near, the top of it. But now that all my photo backups are going to count, yeah, it's going to probably get a little crazy. But that's the real thing that I will say is that I love the fact that, I can search my son's face and basically I can see every photo I've ever taken of him. I love the fact that I can search for a wedding and I can see pictures of every wedding I've ever been to if I'm trying to find something from that wedding. Or I love that I can type in snow and I can see all the times I've been in snow or a cabin with my family, friends, and things like that. I love the organization that Google does, and it does it so well with no effort from my part. No effort from my part. So that's why Google Photos, I would say, is worth keeping, but it's a cost. It's a cost that I don't like. I don't think anyone likes. I get it. the thing that probably happened was so many millions of people were using it, and they need to buy more servers. They need to buy more storage because we're taking up it all and we haven't paid anything for it. So unfortunately, that's probably why they're doing it. I get the business aspect of it. I truly do. I don't like it as a consumer because now I'm paying for something that I got for free, but I get it. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents on it. I have an external hard drive now that I can connect through network wise. Has 6 terabytes. I should be good. But I love Google for the aspect of being able to have that, right? I love it to be able to organize, to have everything uploaded automatically, and to organize it so perfectly. Um, Bro, how do I always get in contact with you for some help on my Note 20 Ultra? Um, I get lots of emails. I can't do exactly one-on-ones. I just don't have that kind of time, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, if you ask questions here and there, I can try to help out with quick things. But to be honest, the thing that I always get when I get very specific questions, like for example, I don't have a Note 20 Ultra. I don't have that phone anymore. So, like, if you're asking something specific for that phone specifically, like, oh, when I do this on my Note 20 Ultra, I mean, I can guess what you could do to fix it, but if I don't have the phone, it's kind of hard. So yeah. I'm wondering if the Galaxy Tab 7 Ultra is going to be thin. I'm guessing you mean the Tab S8 Ultra is going to be as thin. Wondering if it'll break. It is a worry. I will say, especially because the Ultra is going to be huge. So it's a quite possible. Yes, I'll leave that to Lou and who is the other person? Jerry rigs everything to see how bendable it is, and maybe wait till they do that to really see. And I'm sure they'll both get them early because they are bigger YouTubers. So I'm sure they'll get it early, but we'll see what it is. What do you think will be interesting thing to expect from WWDC? I think the real interesting part would be if we do get hardware. We typically do not get hardware at WWDC. We make it one product of hardware. Like in the past 4 years, I think there's been 2 products of hardware. So it's not traditional, but it does happen. So I think anything hardware-wise that we get at WWDC will be interesting. What do I expect? I believe more features from Android on iOS. I'm very curious if they actually make iPads more useful. They did a really good job of making it similar to Android tablets last time around with the way widgets operate, with the way that basically, file managers are finally a thing perfectly now, and you get Type-C support out for more features, which, of course, from my very first Android tablet, I connected to a printer, a keyboard, a mouse, a gaming controller. I think I connected my PS2 controller to my very first Android tablet. So Android's always had those kind of things, but now iPads are getting more useful in that sense. Don't get me wrong, does iPad have way better apps in terms of like I would kill for Photoshop or a perfect video editing app on an Android tablet? Absolutely. But those are the things that that I would expect from WWDC. It will be easier to get potato chips. Wait, what? How did I get the easier potato chips part? Do you know of a good software to delete duplicate pictures? Um, most most phones have that built in now for the most part. Like if you actually go to your Samsung phone in gallery, it might have to remove duplicate photos. But also if you go to like the storage and clean up stuff, let me see. I don't have too much time because I do have to end in 10 minutes. But I believe if you go into storage. Yeah, so if I go to storage right now, so settings, storage. So if I go to settings, device care, storage, I can scroll down right here. and see duplicate apps. So duplicate apps, I can take off and delete the ones that are duplicate. So it's very simple, built in Samsung smartphones. Google does have that as well on Google Photos, but I don't know what do you mean by like maybe on a computer. That's a lot trickier. I couldn't tell you one off the top of my head. From many influencers to YouTubers, whatever you like to call them, Ricky engages the most. You just shoot your questions. Sooner or later, you will get an input. Thank you. I appreciate that, Luca. I really do. Pixel 6 Pro or S21 Ultra? Right now, man, if Google comes with, which they are, their hardware is going to be from Samsung. So if Google Pixel 6 comes with the Google software and the Samsung hardware, which Samsung's making this phone, I'm honestly leaning towards the Pixel 6 Pro right now. Could be completely wrong, could change my mind, but as of right now, the Pixel 6 Pro is where it's at for me. It's my most anticipated phone this year since the Fold 3 essentially flopped for me. Pixel 6 Pro is my most anticipated phone now for the rest of the year. Will WWDC premiere the Thanos Edition 51st Date questions? No, it will not. It will not snap anything out of existence. True. That's the thing. What happens when I transfer my pictures from my phone to my SD card? Yeah, that's the thing. You can get rid of duplicate photos just like that. Yes, duplicate photos on your computer. I do not know of an application off the top of my head, to be quite honest. I've just manually deleted. I can't think of something off the top of my head. I've never really been too worried because of I do have a lot of storage on my computer. So yeah. I can't think of one off the top of my head, sorry. Alright guys, but with that, of course, 51st Date Questions, we have to mention it, our shameless plug for the week. 51st Date Questions is an app that I made that I would love for you to download and check it out. It's a great game to play on a first date with your significant other or your significant other of 10, 20 years. It's really surprising how the questions do change over time, and you will have lots of fun with it, whether it be on a first date or your 50th date or your 2000th date. It will be a great time. Check it out in the App Store at Google Play Store or iOS Store, App Store. Both links are in the description. All right, guys, if that is it, we will call it a show. Like I said, I do have to go ahead and drive over to my mother-in-law's because apparently I messed up the internet while I was improving it. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below on everything we commented on. I will see you, like I said, most likely tomorrow morning for WWDC. I will try to make it happen, which I think I will, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright guys, thank you again as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.
Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me.